I learned something. This is what I learned during this festival. So therefore, I'm glad I did it. So I used to be a flight attendant, as you will see in some of the clips that are out there now. That was 25 years ago, but I never really talked about it on stage. Yeah, every now and then, if I was in a bind or something, I'd just be riffing and talking about being a flight attendant and what it was like. But I never really did material about it. Never wrote jokes about it. Never, and it was probably the best job I ever had besides being a comic, right? And so lately I've been talking about it because it's been in the news a lot. A lot of things I predicted a long time ago just from being a flight attendant and basic observations. Like there's shit's going on that this won't be sustainable. This is it was just a lot of things and a lot of good things that happened, a lot of funny things, especially funny things. I had to be funny in order to survive because uh, we were late all the time, always on the tarmac for 2-3 hours, and they weren't gonna take it out on customer service until they got off the plane and where they was going. The immediate people that they were gonna take their frustrations out on wasn't gonna be us, and I wasn't having it. So I would make them laugh. I would crack jokes. We do stuff, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of it has been in the news lately, and so I've been, people be talking about it, and I chime in and say, yeah, X, Y, Z. I used to be a flight attendant, and every time I say I used to be a flight attendant, I get this certain look. Last 20-some years, I get this look like because I'm so big. First thing they think is like, either I'm lying or your big ass is a flight attendant. I always got them looks, and for some reason this time out, it was like, and then somebody said to me, you do that on stage? And I've been asked that several times. And I'm like, nah. And they look at me again like, why not? Like, that shit is fun. And especially now. So some people were like, that's funny. One person in particular was like, that's funny. You should be doing that on stage. It's like, it's literally happening now. And one story in particular is, I guess, the flight attendants asked for help with passengers from the passengers to handle unruly passenger, and then some big black dude stood up and literally picked the little dude up and put him in a seat and told him he needed to take a seat or have a seat or some shit like that. And I had a flashback. I had a flashback. So I was like, man, okay, I'll write something. Let me, it might be something to that. Cause all kind of I got an hour's worth of material just being a flight attendant alone. I just never, maybe it was too close to me to write because I give an example. So the joke that I ended up doing, it was a true story. I learned when I was training on the Airbus A320. And it was and I remember it only because it was the only plane that I could walk down the aisle normal and I have to walk down the aisle with my arms up. On a 737, I had to walk with my arms in the air because the aisles were too narrow for me not to hit somebody in their face, which I've done a couple times. It's hit somebody. I hit one white man square in the fucking face, like blah, like I had to go get all his shit turned pink. I had to go get him. I had to go get some meat put on his eye, everything, man. It was crazy. But yeah, the Airbus A320 in training, you taught about the functionalities of the plane, this, that, and third, and then they take you on a flight on that particular plane. And I think they did it on purpose too, but they don't tell you that the plane and the wing, it does something that looks like it's detaching and coming apart and shit. And for somebody that don't know, I freaked out. I was like, what the hey? And et cetera, et cetera. But I told that story before, but it was just that, a story. It had some funny moments, but it never had a tag. And for that reason, I just really didn't, So I was like, man, I'm going to tell that story, but I need a tag. I need something. I need to make it funny at the end. And I did. I was in the green room prepping for the first show, and thinking to myself, I need a tag. I need a tag. I need a tag. And I came up with one. You got to watch the video to see and hear what the tag is. But I came up with one. It was like, oh, boom, and made it funny. And so I got a great reception when I told the joke, a great laugh, and it was like, and then all of a sudden it was an epiphany. It was like, you got an hour's worth of material now. Like, so what I got from the festival is the encouragement to do this material that I've been holding on to for 2.5 decades. And it's like, what you waiting on? How many big black Michael Clark Duncan looking ass niggas do flight attendant material because they was a flight attendant? And none. Thank you. Here's my coffee. Here's the flight attendant jokes.